We join the super legit crew as Allie and Jen scheme about future collaborations.
Now that I've met you and heard you and seen you, Jen, I don't know if I'm wishing this or if it's like a future fast forward, but I can't imagine a world where we don't play Tina Fey and Amy Poehler in some
Oh my
show.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Baby mama's baby mama.
That would be good.
I'll
get a clipboard and I'll borrow your glasses and we're on our way.
If there's like a heavily dramatic Lifetime behind the scenes of the making of Baby Mama, I want to see that movie.
That would be a delight.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Super Legit Podcast. I am your host, Jett Kaufman, and I have with me, let's count them off. We've got Jen Burton.
Hello.
We've got Chris Sanders.
Hi.
Got Josh Spence.
The better Josh, thank you.
Got Chris Compton.
The better Josh, thank you.
Got Stephen C. James.
I am the ultimate Josh.
Got Allie Marr.
I'm so Allie.
And we've got back this week Josh Tariff. Welcome back, Josh.
Woohoo! Thanks. Yay. And I'll be Michael Hyman.
Perfect.
Oh, you know what?
Wow.
Actually,
which is the worst of the Joshes.
He's the bronze Josh.
Wow.
He's the participation Josh.
Jen, I'm going to jump in early.
Plot twist at the top.
I'm going to jump in early because So we have a thing that we do every week where we have a co-host when Hyman isn't here. And every time, we're kind of mean, right? And we purposely exclude Josh. So I think that, this time we should finally let Josh be the co-host.
Mm.
Yeah.
So all for
agree.
Josh being co-host?
I agree.
Josh.
All opposed?
I'm in for Josh being the co-host.
Yes.
Josh Tariff, you're up.
Yes.
You're our co-host.
Thank you. I'm very honored and humbled for this opportunity, guys. I won't let you down.
You should
like
be.
Josh
It's an important role with no
he would never
real responsibilities.
be the co-host.
Cool.
So let's get this jumping off with a question this week. This one is, what's something you witnessed way too early in life? And I'm going to jump out right here real quick and say, not porn. That's just the obvious, easy answer. We're not going to go to porn.
What's this porn of which you speak?
You want to know the specific one?
I don't have a frame of reference.
I'll send you links after the show.
Okay.
I'll send you links after the show.
Yeah. Cool. Now we'll put them in the show notes.
Wait, Jack, can you repeat the question just once more, just for the exact verbiage of it again?
Yes. What's
Because
something you?
I got the porn part.
Yeah.
Looks like all
what's
Josh
something you witnessed?
Once you said porn, nothing else was retained.
Yes.
Is the
Everyone
question
was
about porn? Because that's all I
I'm
can
sorry.
think of now.
I'm sorry, Jed. Everyone's still talking about porn. I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry. You
know,
mentioned
there's
porn again.
flash things from Men in Black. That's kind of the word porn.
That's
Got it.
After this, everyone here will be watching porn.
The question is, what's your favorite porn?
I have a split screen.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh.
Man, where do I begin?
Well, I don't know what else I expected from this
I don't
episode.
remember what age specifically I was. I know I was way too young.
Yeah.
Talking about porn.
Because it was with my stepdad.
Oh boy,
God.
step stuff. Okay,
And
all right, this is going
I had to
badly
be.
already.
Well, they got remarried when I was
Oh no.
I think they officially remarried, and we were moved. No, they moved together before they
Was the
actually got
washing
married.
machine broken?
Jeez, fifth grade, sixth
Did you get
grade.
stuck
How old
under
are
the
you?
table?
How old are you in fifth or sixth
10 or
grade?
11. You're 10 in fifth grade, turning 11.
Okay, yeah.
you. I
So
never
let's say
remember
around
stuff.
10.
If you're typically
my
developed.
Stepdad showed me the film Deliverance.
I would not list that as
horrible.
That's probably about the age
Yeah.
I was.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's
Don't even
terrifying.
remember. Yeah.
No interest.
I think I blocked out.
If
the
you
memory.
remove one scene, it's a very well shot movie.
Yeah.
And that you're right. That's exactly right. It's one just terrible scene.
Oh, I could fast forward. I used to fast forward through the Flying Monkeys, so I could probably fast forward through.
So, actually, a weird thing about that particular movie is that it's based on a novel by James Dickey, who is a writer from South Carolina. He actually was a teacher. He taught at the University of South Carolina, where my dad taught. And my dad had been he was a literature professor, ran a James Dickey poetry newsletter. And so they had this big, I grew up with that like playing in my house as Dad would be about to teach it. And so like walking through the room is this sort of like game of innocence Russian roulette as a child. You're like, oh yeah, Benjamin's like Ned Beatty. So I grew up with that as a sort of like childhood minefield.
Super.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to go canoeing with you guys. I appreciate it. I think it's good bonding. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, just based on based on tropes alone, maybe we go down the river that's not, looking like a grand rapid with dark woods.
Oh, we gotta go down this river.
Some people go down one river. Some people go down the other river. You don't always get a choice in life.
Okay, but do I have a choice here? I'd like to go down the easier path if it's just three of us.
Some people like to take the easy path. Some people know that life don't work that way.
That's right. We're realists in this canoe.
I feel like when you say some people, I feel like you're saying me. If you're saying me, you can just say...
Why is everything about you?
No, it doesn't have to be. No, okay. We can go down the roaring rapids with darkness in the distance. Sure, we can do that. It's safe, right?
I just want to double check with you on this. So for your senior yearbook quote, you want 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the easy one. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
Now, I just want you to understand something, because you got a little accusatory last time that I didn't do enough as your guidance counselor to help you get into a 4-year university. I really just want you to take a moment and maybe own up to some of the responsibility here. Because it seems to me like you're not ready to do the work. Right?
I'm not ready to do the work. I'm more than ready to do the work. I am more than ready to be the secretary at my dad's Kia Sedona.
So we've gone through the applications and essays. The last thing we need to do before we determine admittance is to check senior quotes. So let's see. Abrams, Alan. Let's see. I got what a long, strange trip it's been. Yes, no?
Yes, I'll vote yes on that.
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
let that guy in.
Yeah. All right. It's cromulent.
All right. Let's see. Next, Abrams, Amboy. What do we got for that one?
You're holding the paper. Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Quit being
Should
cromulent.
I read that over your shoulder? Why are you asking us?
Yeah. Most people don't like that, but for me, it actually kind of helps.
Pass the paper, I guess.
Go for it. Sorry.
Well, pass the paper.
Read, pass.
So, Dad, since we're going down this dark rapids, can I ask you a question? Why did you name me Amboy?
Well, son, I don't know if you understand the musical journey of the Amboy Dukes.
God, I fucking knew it was going to be after the Amboy Duke. You named me after the Amboy. The first band.
Can you think of another Amboy? You think it was short for American Boy? Because guess what? Your father does not take the easy way when it comes to words. I do not.
Wow, I've never met someone named Amboy on a speed date before. How'd you get that name?
Because I'm an American boy.
Oh, patriotic. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, that's what I was taught to be.
Oh, so who taught you that? Like your parents or?
My mother. I don't have a really good relationship with my father. He died in a horrible Grand Rapids accident.
Oh no!
Now that your father's gone, I think it's the right time to tell you.
Yeah.
It's not that you're an American boy. It's not. It's that Daddy was drunk, and he said it's boy, and they wrote it down, and I've been carrying that secret.
You lie.
For 19 years of my life.
You lie. You're a liar.
I had to lie to you.
Liars lie. You're a liar.
I had to protect your innocence. It's like Russian roulette of innocence out there in the world, and I had to protect it. Okay?
No, I'm an American boy.
That's your choice.
Son, I know I wasn't the best dad. Like I wasn't around a lot, but I just need look, this is my one chance at custody for just a few minutes. It's probably, you know what? Let's just be honest. We're not going to see each other after this. I just need to correct something that your bitch mother told you. And it's not because I said it's Sam Boy, okay? I know I'm intoxicated frequently. What do you know? You haven't been around.
Okay.
Look, it's because she lifted her legs up a little bit.
I don't need to hear any. No, that's graphic. No, I'm good. I don't.
And I bent over to get a better look. She saw my butt and said, "Am boy."
So, I just need to put down the reason that you're applying for Canadian citizenship.
I hate America.
Legit.
I think that Josh's character should have changed his name to Victory because he had so many fathers.
I got one. Can I jump in on this?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Give it to us.
As co-host, I'll allow it.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you're way better than Michael Hyman. Like light years.
Thank you.
Better than Michael Hyman.
That's Josh here.
Misery loves company.
Two for sure really get me, and I think movies is definitely going to play a large part of this episode because I was also 9 or 10 years old when I saw, based on the true story, Fire in the Sky.
Oh yeah,
about alien abduction, and when the guy goes into this, and so here's the thing: I'm watching the movie with my dad.
To watch that?
No. and I was playing Little League at the time, and like that Sunday was like the Little League wide like rummage sale, and he was running it because he was part of the auxiliary board and blah 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 blah. But his charge for this whole thing was to check it out during the night to make sure people wouldn't come by and steal the stuff that we had laid out during the day. So we just watched this movie about an alien abduction that happens at night. And then it's at like 12:30 at night, which is way past my bedtime, but it was 12:30. He's like, all right, come on, kid, let's go. We hop in the car to like this big empty grass area where it's crystal clear, and the whole time just like we're going to get abducted. Aliens are going to come and get us right now. And I still think that sometimes. I'm still waiting for that big old light beam to just hit me, just boom. I'll be like, God damn it. It happened. I knew it. I was right.
I have one that's not a movie, mostly because I wasn't really allowed to watch movies as a kid. But
really? Wait, can you unpack that? You weren't allowed to watch movies?
We didn't really watch a lot of TV. Like my entire childhood, I was doing musical theater. Like legitimately, my entire that's all I did. It was dance and singing, and I mean, I loved it. I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it.
They weren't
I
forcing
had no
you.
interest. And then even when I did watch movies, my mom said she'd put on like something for the kids, and she'd come back and I like changed it to like Channel 13, a black and white movie. Like I had no interest in anything else. But mine was like, I was older, but it definitely shaped who I am as a person. I was maybe 15 and I kind of challenged a teacher, and I saw him like shake on the inside and realized that I could manipulate grown people as a child. And I was too young to know that because it truly developed most of my personality until I was, 25 and in therapy. But like when you see that you're 15 and you can like get what you want from people in authority just by being manipulative or sad or whatever you need to be in that moment, life altering. I did have that teacher fired later, but like,
wow.
Like I talked myself, I talked my way into honors. I talked my way into straight A's. I talked my way, like I was able to just get whatever I wanted.
I feel like
with the gift of gab and no conscience.
I need lessons from you on that. I feel like
this is someone discovering a superpower.
Yeah,
it is a superpower.
You got a teacher fired. I tried, and then I got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But you were successful, so clearly you did
set.
something I didn't.
It also depends on the people's perception of you. I was like a little goody little girl and knew that was the perception. Yeah. The perception of me was like, oh, she's a really like
innocent and
good girl.
This
she
is
wouldn't.
The long game.
I never got in trouble. I never
taught you. She does nothing but watches show
My
tunes.
dad taught me this. My dad would teach me.
I'm now questioning how people perceived me as a child.
Wait, hold on, Josh.
Holy shit! How do people read me?
How they did what?
How they perceived me as a child?
Thank you two for coming. I know parent-teacher conferences can be
problem.
kind of taking some
Happy
time
to
out of
be
your
here.
schedule.
Happy to be here, yeah.
I appreciate you two coming. So we got your son's results back from the PSAT.
Mm-hmm.
And according to this, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not news.
good.
to
I
us.
just want to make a lot of parents.
We were hoping that the PS and PSAT means piece of
I'd like
shit.
to remind you guys that I am right here.
You know.
Yeah, no, I'm painfully aware of it.
Just
we're aware of your presence
We know where you are all the time.
All the time. It's like being wherever you are. That side of my body feels like it's being stabbed with needles. That's
it's
what it's like being your mother.
It's like when you're driving in the car and like you track what all the cars around you in the mirrors at all times. It's like I'm constantly tracking where you're located and what your distance is from me, just so I'm not surprised when you show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Exactly.
Have you ever had a song stuck in your head and then also a knife? That's what it feels like.
That's what
knock,
it's
knock.
like.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Principal. Here's your book of easily quotable lazy platitudes. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. It seems like a useful book.
Yeah.
And so his PSAT scores are
it's
good.
It's a range.
Not that we care because we really dislike him.
No, but realistically, the better the scores are, the quicker he can get away from us. So let's hope.
Oh, well, there I got some bad news. Right down, looking at the scores, the range he's in, is just a real dumbass.
I don't
just like right here.
These can't be terms
RDA,
on that
really.
Real dumbass.
I don't.
Yeah, I always took it as more of a smartass.
Look, Johnny, I know you want to run away from home, but this isn't the answer. Your parents can't be that bad. You don't want to live here in a hovel with me. This isn't. You deserve better than this.
No. I do agree that I deserve better, but I don't think I can go back to that place. All right, like I mean, it's not just them. All right, I've also been having trouble with my girlfriend. All right, she keeps trying to reach out to me, but it's like there's something that's like in the way between us, and I'm going to stay here with you instead of even getting anywhere near involved with all that.
It feels like you've been avoiding me, or like something's been keeping us apart.
I'm just really upset about, my parents and everything, and so I started living in the hovel, and it's just like, I mean, do you know what they said at school? They said I tested.
Yeah, like a piece of shit. Your mom called me and told me. She said,
"Oh my God, that's you she was on the phone with?"
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of laughing during that phone call.
She's very funny.
Hey, hi. This is Brandon's mother.
Mom, it's Brian. I'm Brian, Mom. Jesus.
So sorry. Whatever his name is, I do call him B, but in my head it means bitch. Any rate, you're not going to believe what happened. We took him to see the counselor about his PSAT scores, and the first thing he said was that he was a piece of shit. Can you believe that? It was hilarious. And also, he did so badly on these tests that they just wrote piece of shit. They filled out all the dots so that it spelled out piece of shit on the test. It was hilarious.
So funny.
Now, Mr. Principal, that is your name, Mr. Principal, the principal. Good. I called you to my office, the superintendent's office.
I thought I heard you say
me
Mr.
Superintendent,
P-L-E, but it was P-A-L. Sorry, I'm right here.
Okay, yeah. I have just similar story, just D-E-N-T, at the end of my name.
So you're here to talk about your son, Braden?
I am Mr. Superintendent. I'm here to talk about your career because I've gotten some complaints about how you discuss specifically test scores.
Right.
So,
okay.
You know what? I prefer being coming from a teaching background. I prefer to let the student feel like they're being the teacher. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to reveal to me what it is, how you score these students. So I have in front of you, if you just want to open that up, that's the PSAT that I just took. Could you tell me what my score is?
Well, fortunately, I trained with the College Board to be prepared to assess this, and it says right here that now I want you to understand this is responding to an actual rubric. Oh, okay, this is not personal. This is just your score on a test. Okay,
It's great. I just took it for funsies. I didn't even study the night before. It's to teach you a lesson. Okay, so just let's have it.
Okay. Well, would you like to go to individual sections first, or should we just go to the final score?
Wait, there's different scores for each section.
Well, yeah, there's a numerical score for each section that's added up, which goes into a range that then gets your final assessment.
Oh yeah, just give me that then.
You're an ass munch.
This is what I'm talking about. See? Do you hear it? Did
So, Brian, I'm glad to have you back in the hovel. Don't get me wrong, but let me get this straight. You told your principal, your mother, your father, and your girlfriend about me?
Yeah, I mean, I want them to be able to track.
And I haven't met them?
Well, I mean, no, it's just that, like,
you are a piece of shit. I should meet them by now.
I can explain, all right? My friendship with you is the one place, until you said that, where I could feel like my true self. They just know about you, so that way they can forward, like, my mail to me, or if there's an emergency, or something like that. I wanted to leave you untainted by their incorrect...
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, boys. This will just take a second. Here you go, Jack. Here's your freshly washed sheets, and this mac and cheese should get you through a couple of days. Dad misses you, but, you know, maybe we'll see you on Sunday at dinner. Have fun in your little hovel. Look at you.
Okay.
Okay.
More chicken nuggets next time.
All right.
Man, like, you do hovel life by choice, right? I'm here because of, like, you know, the limits placed on me by the people who should love me.
So you're saying you're hovelier than now? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't think I'd put it that way.
So we got your verbal SAT score back. And you're a fucking genius.
Good, Jett.
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
I have one that's like a real life thing that kind of freaked me out.
Oh, yeah.
Which was I saw this kid. I must have been, I was like maybe 5.
Real life?
I was very young. Mm-hmm. And this boy, you know, a bunch of us kids were hanging out, and we went to somebody's house, and we were at the front door, and he got his finger stuck. He put his like finger like in the door. I know, it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And the woman was like, "He's not home," and she shut the door. And his I still to this day, I don't even know why. This is not a good story. It didn't come off. But it was bent at a jaunty angle. That is not natural
Look,
to a
this
human
is a jaunty
finger.
angle for a finger.
No,
okay?
it was like
Look at it.
It was like this. Only it should that not. I can't
the other
show
way.
you.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
the
it was
origin
the wrong
story.
way.
Yes.
And he, first of all, I just remember I was like, all of like, you know, your brain when you're 5 is like not formed, and it was just like this flood of neuron connections like happened all at once in like one giant blast in my head. And I was like, this can happen. This is something that can happen.
Yes.
And it changed my fear center to be like my physical fear center to be something of like, look, I don't know how you walk through life, but at any time your finger can just bend in the wrong direction. It can be smashed. Bad things will happen. And I just remember the look on his face too, because he didn't cry very much because he was in shock. And he was just holding his finger in the air and staring at it. And then we were all hanging out. I ended up in the car somehow taking him to the hospital as well. And he just was like this with the finger in the wrong direction, and that was it.
I feel like you had the world's youngest midlife crisis.
I think I did.
Like you discovered mortality as a 5-year-old.
Your reaction reminds me of how kids grow up. I don't know what the age is where everyone suddenly realizes that quicksand is not the giant problem we all assumed it would be.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I still look out for it.
Yeah, as do I. Yes, I have yet to see any.
No, I don't. I feel like it doesn't exist.
Because you've done a good job avoiding it.
That's true. That's true. Yes. The rock that keeps the leopard away is doing its job.
Yeah.
Stephen, I think you have our ad this week since we don't have Michael Hyman to bring it to us.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a pretty standard ad. I would, of course, like as we often do, say that I would like to preemptively distance myself from this particular company.
Huh.
All right, so let me go ahead and hit play.
They sent us the check, though, right?
Oh, yeah, the check totally cleared. Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, excited.
We're about to start a new school year. We live in a different world. Many people feel that we should shift our focus to social-emotional learning, trying to make sure that students feel safe. And those voices are super lame! Here at Noogie Masters, we believe the world needs more bullies, and we're here to train you to be alphas in a world of, not alphas. We'll teach you how to best hold physically smaller kids upside down in our So Many Coins 101 class. Get that lunch money! Want to learn how to create the kind of nickname that will leave your victim with the deep conditioning that will make them feel they'll never actually succeed? Try our Nickname Dickname class. And Tom Wilson, Biff Tannen of the Back to the Future franchise, is teaching a class on how to shit on an outfit so effectively they'll never wear a turtleneck again. At Noogie Masters, we're going to make sure that those who are on top stay on top. And remember, if your name is Chad, you get a 10% discount. Noogie Masters, we're going to give you a swirly in your heart.
I think that was actually a campaign ad.
Where was this when I was a kid?
Oh, no.
I want to vote for Ron DeSantis now.
Yeah, it does sound like a campaign ad because these guys, they're big at CPAC. They have a special workshop they do, a training. Yeah. There's one of the classes that it's not in the ad, but they have one called The Cruelty is the Point.
There we go.
Where it's just,
I opened up TikTok the other day. Oh no, it was probably Facebook's alternative to TikTok or Instagram's video feed. And instantly, the moment I open it, it shows me. I won't name him because I don't like to do that, but it showed me my childhood bully dancing. And it's like, because of course you grow up in the entertainment industry, and like odds are your bully is a fellow actor. And that was very much the case. And
his name's John Stamos. Get over it.
Has a bit of a following still because he was in one very popular movie, and he's clearly trying to get his presence up there. And it's like, great.
Wait, the guy there's in the Santa Claus.
No,
the place.
Martin Short, your
boy,
in the Santa Claus? Tim Allen. Yeah, Tim
Allen. Is this your junior high school classmate,
the
Ron
guy that
Perlman?
Looks a lot like Jet looks a lot like him.
I did audition for the Santa Claus.
Do you mean Krumholtz?
Oh, the kid in the Santa Claus. The child. You auditioned for the child role.
I think I auditioned to play one of the elves.
Wait, is your bully Santa?
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to name names. I said I wasn't going to name names. Every year, Cole, every year.
John C. Reilly.
Aren't you Jewish? You're not supposed to get Christmas presents.
That's why Santa's his bully.
Yeah, every Jewish kid's bully is Santa.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a fellow Jew, I know this. I've made amends with Santa.
Somebody break into a scene. We got to have a scene on this right now. Please, someone.
Super.
Give me all your gelt.
Come on, Santa.
Jett, give me your gelt.
No, stop. Leave me alone. Come on. I had to wait till the fourth day to get this, okay? No.
Yeah, Jett. Well, I don't care. The chocolate gelt is the best part of your silly little wannabe Christmas holiday.
Hey, it doesn't want to be Christmas, all right? Hanukkah's a festival of lights all on its own.
Yeah, you tell him, Jett. Listen, I'm going to defend him here. For one thing, you're wrong. You're wrong that gelt is the best Hanukkah gift. The best Hanukkah gift is the personalized stationery set. that we
Hey,
get
Stan,
on the
you
fifth
shut
day.
up. I'm going to give you a noogie. Give me your gelt.
Yeah. Wait,
Stan.
Jett, what are you doing bringing your lawyer into this?
He doesn't. You don't need to answer that, Jett. You don't need to answer
No,
that.
no,
You
all
don't
right,
need
listen,
to answer that without representation.
Yeah. I've been advised. All right. And by the way, he's not just my lawyer, he's also my acting agent. Without him, I wouldn't have gotten into that sweet live video.
Well,
all right?
I'm Chad's lawyer, and I advise both of you to give up your gelts.
That's right. Put it up, Chad. That's right. His name is also Chad.
Or Chad.
That tracks. Yeah. Listen, guys.
So you're going to put up, or are we going to put you down?
I don't know, Chads. I mean, not to use my intellect to push back, but maybe you guys are upset because I've got a creative name like Jett. Well, you guys are just a bunch of guys named Chad.
What, do you think you're smarter because you know what intellect means?
Yes. That's like the definition of
Order!
being
I
smarter.
will have order in my court. Order, I say. I am not overseeing this hearing. Me, the Honorable Chad Chadrickson, am not overseeing this hearing to have you lot lose it on each other. Now.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Sorry, Your Honor.
One of them just happens to be a butt face.
Look, I am not
and which one would that
disputing-
be?
I am not here. Look, somebody in this courtroom is a butt face, okay? It is my courtroom. I am allowed
Obviously,
to say
it's
that.
me, Jett. I, Jett, am a butt face, all right?
He
Okay,
admits
yes,
it.
that's right.
I'm
Chad's
a butt
for life.
face.
He admits
We'll
it.
take all the gelts.
I
Thank
advise you not to give answers like that without when it's not necessary. You weren't asked.
Just rule in favor
Just
that
answer yes or no questions.
Your Honor,
Fine,
just rule in
fine.
favor that Christmas is better. They give us a gelt, and we could be on our way.
Oh, if Christmas is better, why doesn't it come with gelt? I rest my case.
I'll allow it. I was about to pound the gavel and say case dismissed because we, Chad stick together. But that's a valid point, actually.
Chad, back me up.
I would like to invoke the Chads of a Feather stick together clause used in every courtroom in the South. You know what I mean?
This is also a fair point. Quite true. Possibly holds more salience than whatever the lawyer said. So,
Hey, Your Honor, you look like someone who went to Noogie Masters College. Is that true? Because I was.
Why, you saw my diploma?
2014.
I sure did. You know what? You're right.
Hey, man.
I call for a mistrial.
So I got your LSAT results. And it looks like you are a stone cold bro.
Well, that's perfect because I'm trying to be a judge.
Legit.
Okay, so my thing that I saw too early, it's weird because like I know we're not talking about porn, but
we are.
So we got cable when I was like 6 years old. We were the first people on our block to get cable, and you
sweet.
assume anything that is animated is going to be for kids.
Oh boy, yes.
Ah.
That
Yeah.
would be the
I
assumption
think
at that
it
point.
was both
Transformers.
Wizards and Fritz the Cat.
Ah.
Wizards and Fritz the Cat were both on there, and man, there's some shit in there that even now, 40 years later, I'm like, I'm not ready to see that.
Yo,
I would not be ready to see that.
100%.
I don't know either of those.
Oh,
I don't know
Me neither.
Wizards.
So
Oh,
there are
thank
these
God.
like
Wizards.
underground comic, like underground animated movies by like I want to say it was R. Crumb or who's the director of that, but they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
these.
R. Crumb.
yeah.
It's our crumb, so
Wizards
it's like
says
Cup?
Ralph Bakshi.
you know
Yeah.
those Reese's
Oh,
peanut butter cup
Fritz.
commercials with chocolate
Yes.
and peanut butter.
Yeah.
So imagine if that was instead of chocolate and peanut butter, it was porn and racism.
Oh, horrifying.
And
Now I've
that's
got it.
our crumb.
And they just jumped into
essentially.
each other.
Yeah.
As a tasty treat.
It's yeah,
And that turned into an animated show.
and I was just like, this
Can you eat
cartoon's
it?
terrible.
Speaking of cartoons, so I'm like 10 years old, Little League, and when the team's spending
Wait,
the night over.
Pony League, then Little League?
This is pre-pony.
Yeah, this is
Pre-pony.
Pre-pony?
This is, yeah, they didn't hear the
I don't
story
know
up
the
front, so they
orders of
don't.
the leagues.
Yeah.
Pony,
So
he was 15, right? So pre-pony.
but I was 10 in this case, and the team's spending the night, and they're like, "We want to watch a movie." My dad's like, "Well, we have a whole bunch of movies. What do you want to watch?" They're like, "We want to watch a cartoon movie," and my dad's like, "Okay, let me figure out what cartoon movie I have for you guys to watch," and he puts in 1981's Heavy Metal.
Yes,
Which-
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so graphic and so
Spence, this explains so much about you.
that other kids
This
were
could
like,
have been the answer to our last episode's question about what pop culture character defined your personality. Yes.
really? Okay, great. Yeah, and they were like, kids were like, I want to go to bed now because like it was so graphic and so much cartoon nudity and sex. It was, I mean,
so my version of that
And
being my parents is like they had a movie and they were like really insistent that we not watch it. Like the kids not watch it. So of course, like yes, we
first thing you gotta watch.
Yeah. Like
right.
Like my sister and I like sneak in through like go in like through the living room and look into the room where they're watching TV and they like put the movie in and we're like, all right, we're gonna see it. And we saw Terry Gilliam's Brazil.
Oh no.
Now this explains so much of Chris Compton.
Yeah, right.
It does.
Like you can see where I'm coming from. What I learned was adulthood was confusing.
I don't know this movie, but that's a valuable lesson. So.
Yes.
It's just bananas.
Yeah.
It's like
I
a
grew up-
bananas film.
I grew up watching so many films. My mother really did not filter what I watched to a certain degree. She definitely did not like me watching violence. So, like, I didn't get to watch cartoons basically at all because she, generally speaking, thought most cartoons were violent. Like, some Disney stuff was allowed, but most of that was filtered out. Like, most kid things, in a lot of ways, ironically, I didn't get to watch. But, like, I probably saw The Crying Game when it first came out. I have no idea how young I was.
This says so much about Jett.
Watched movies about like nuclear apocalypses and like nudity and sexuality was not remotely censored, and anything that was an uncomfortable truth was not censored. So, you know, I saw Roots as a kid, which that I agree with still. But like there's a bunch of stuff that's like, this is pushing the limits of what a child should be able to comprehend. Like there's still, I don't remember what it was called, but there was a nuclear Holocaust movie.
It's called
like,
The Day After, and I'm still having nightmares about it.
Right. Okay, that one. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like I was probably 4. I think I was 4 or 5 because I could picture what home I was in. Yeah,
I'm picturing your mother as the mom from Miracle on 34th Street, where she's just like, "That we don't watch children's things for children," and like, but the little girl is just kind of like, "I know all about real life," you know?
Yes,
This
that's
is
how I'm picturing
really
you guys.
Jogging my memory, already knew this happened, but I had put it like a little bit older in life, and you're making me realize I was actually
buried it deep
younger. But similar, like seeing more movies that were not age appropriate. When I was in like 4th grade, around there, the house we moved to for just that year after my parents got divorced, I was with my mom. Just a couple houses down were these twin boys who were right around my age who were adopted, and their adoptive or their foster father, his partner died of cancer shortly after they adopted the boys. So he's all they had, and he was like pretty old already. He's like a vet, and he really didn't like do one-on-one time with them. We played constantly in their yard. We'd play just with action figures. And then what we would do is go inside to watch another, either Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, all of the like Stallone, all of like the best and worst like 80s and 90s action movies. I'm 4th grade. And then we're also like they're talking it up because there's probably going to be titties in the next one. And yeah.
Like that's young for titties.
I remember reminded of when I was 13. I had a best friend about my age that my mother actually trusted enough for us to like hang out in ways that like I was so sheltered that like, you know, if I went out like bike riding, I had to come home and check in literally every 15 minutes. And my mother would freak out if it went longer than 15 minutes.
Wow.
So like she trusted this friend well enough that she actually allowed us to take the bus to the movie theater in Santa Clarita, the Edwards Cinemas, which was like a really big deal. Like we got to take the bus. Like he was
down
used
the
to that,
street
but,
from me.
Like yeah. And so like that was such a big deal. And what we told my mother I was going to see, and she believed, was while you were sleeping. What we in fact went to see, which by the way, we did go since I was an actor at the time. At that time, you could go to like the average movie theater and show them your SAG card and say, I want to see this movie. And they just have you sign a sheet and let you in for free because it was understood that you might be voting on things or doing research or whatever. So it was really easy for me to see movies for free. It's like I went up, I talked to the guy who I knew there. Is like, we're going to go see While You Were Sleeping. He has me sign in. Like he either believed me or was like, whatever. And then we snuck into Johnny Mnemonic, which was like, this schlocky Keanu Reeves sci-fi action film, which I think it just hit its 25th anniversary or maybe longer than that. Maybe it was 30th. I don't know.
Isn't that the one with the kangaroo iced tea in it? Or was that Tank Man?
No. That would be Tank Man, I think. Yeah, no, because Tank Girl. Yes. Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. This was slightly more grounded than that. But it was the most absurd. It was one of those like super VR, where he's transferring files into his head. He's a courier for data, and the data is stored in his head, and like all the file systems are in like 3D VR interfaces, like the most ridiculous shit, and like super ultra violent film. I remember one guy had a laser garrote wire that would come out of his fingernail that he'd pull out. And like, there was definitely a sequence where he just cut someone's head in half with it. Like nothing I should have been seeing at 13. And it was the best day ever.
Super.
Thank you for coming to this gathering, Association of Mom and Pop Home Video Stores. I just wanted to put it to a final vote. We could do yay or nay. If not, open to suggestion that for the closed off section, that we have probably the least barrier thing possible. I nominate beads to be the blockage for the adult section 18 and over.
Beads are good.
I like beads.
Beads.
I was thinking foam.
Uh-huh.
A foam.
Foam.
It's also moisturizing, and then you're a little bit wet.
Like foam, you'd have to spray.
Like,
What if we just did like a puff of air? Just like
we've been doing steam and it's been doing good business.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, what if we go with something where we allow the barrier to be in the mind of the customer? Because I've been thinking, I just put a sign next to an open portal that says no one under 18 past this point, and just the sign on the wall near an opening is the barrier.
That's a mental barrier.
Well, that would work. Everyone knows their age.
What if we just leave some disapproval in there?
Oh yeah.
Just kind of as they walk by, go,
You'd have to hire an extra employee for that, which is not a bad thing.
What if we create some type of code that they would need to provide in order to enter?
A passphrase?
Something like an up, down, down, left, right. Oh, a passphrase. Okay. I was thinking buttons like Nintendo.
Yeah.
No, okay.
We can't do the up, down, left, right thing.
No,
because I keep catching guys back there in that area of the store doing that.
Doing exactly that, yes.
There's like 30 of them,
Konami
right?
code in the corner, huh? Yeah, I've been there, man.
What if we all hire trolls and have them stand guard, and they can only enter if they enter their riddle?
Now, trolls are exempt from minimum wage laws. So this might solve the problem you brought
we
up.
could save quite a bit of money for that.
So, hi, your name is Brian, I see. You're applying for the position of troll at this mom and pop video store.
Yeah. Turns out my PSAT scores weren't able to get me into any schools other than, Chico State and American University.
What was your score?
So I decided to stay home for a year and try to build up some, job experience to see if that could get me, into a better school.
I'm sorry, what was your score?
I think I got a P05, I think it was.
What does that stand for? I have no idea.
I mean,
I run a mom and pop store.
Listen, I didn't want to have to bring my lawyer, Chad, but it doesn't seem like you're listening to me. You are not allowed to call the video store a mom and pop store. That is not that's not a legal name for the store.
No,
okay?
It's a mom and a pop. At some point, I will be a father.
That's a genre. No. Okay? No. You're implying you're the only one. You're implying you're the best. We
fine.
Had to leave.
Okay, you're right. Fine. You win. I'll change it. I'm going to name the place Meat Cutes.
Son, did we ever tell you the story about why we named you a mom? A mom is an old family name. It goes generations back in the Pop family. It was your grandfather Billy.
Short story I'm reminded of because with your score of PO5, I was filming an episode of a TV show years ago when I was a kid, and we were filming at the beach. I think at like maybe Zuma Beach or somewhere near there, and they told us to park in the parking lot marked PO5, and I'm thinking, oh, this must Pacific Ocean. There must be parking lots PO1, PO2, PO3, and so on.
Did you really think that?
Yes. No, that was absolutely what I thought. And then we get there and like it's production signs for PO5. And I'm like, oh, that's right. The show I'm doing is Party of Five.
Okay. I'm the idiot. No, you're right.
This is an unrelated story to that, but that actually reminds me of when I went on to camp when I was little, and they promised us A&W, and we had done this like extensive, huge hike, and it was like, we're gonna get A&W, and then we got there, and they were like apples and water, and we were pissed. It was there was almost a riot. I mean, of children.
What is,
there should have been.
What's A&W?
A&W, you know, like the
hot dog stand.
Yeah.
Super.
All right, we got Ambrose. Quote is, "This A&W is some goddamn bullshit."
Well,
You know,
that's
I
good.
like
That's
it.
just
I
fair.
think
That's
that's
just
yeah.
honest.
I mean, they're
It's
not wrong.
honesty.
Sponge
Inspirational.
Who's got the next quote?
You have the
still
paper.
your
Jesus
piece of paper.
Christ,
Yeah,
Carl.
Legit.
Just
wanna
also, like, maybe learn how to use Google Doc, you know? I don't know. Maybe that would help us all.
Who still prints, Paul? Who still prints? You, Paul. You print, Paul.
Oh, it's Abrams Ambrosh's turn. Come on.
Legit.
That had been pre-legit.
Yes. And then post-legit.
So that story made me think of both as far as back to like witnessing the first time movie and a camp story at the same time.
Ooh.
And now that it's entering my memory again, it's making me think, wow, this type of stuff in today's day and age probably would not be allowed. But I remember going to my first sleepaway camp. I was 12. And we then also took a trip. I grew up in Massachusetts, and we took a trip to Cooperstown to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
While we were at the camp. So we all got divided up into hotel rooms, and there was a counselor in each hotel room. So now if I'm thinking back then, it was just like, okay, here is an adult, probably late teens, early 20s, locked in a private room with like 3 or 4 minors.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So today's day and
right.
age, that might not fly. Here's the best part. My counselor that I was roomed with, we all called him Gizmo. That was his nickname.
All right.
And apparently he was a huge horror movie buff. And I was in a very sheltered, like my parents would do everything they can to make sure that I did not see a PG-13 movie until I was 13.
Same.
That was the type of thing. And mind you, so I'm around, I want to say I'm 11 during this. And he goes ahead and he rents for us for the hotel room Hellraiser 2.
Oh, no.
And I'm watching it, and obviously just jaw dropping of just terrified of everything that's happening there. And not only did he do that, he also rented like an old school classic. I don't remember what it was, but like a classic kung fu movie, you know, that like are the actual ones where like, oh, they like rip the arm off and just like they're all just like killing each other, you know, in the film. And like the other kids are laughing, having a good time. Gizmo's having a ball. And I'm just sitting there just like all like terrified of, I'm like, are they really getting hurt? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And mind you, those of you who know me, you know that I have the pro wrestling background and stuff like that, but this is a whole different ball game to me.
Yeah.
And then I distinctly remember, you know, like we watched the movies, we like went to Baseball Hall of Fame, we watched the movies, we're all like sleeping, and the Gizmo and the other kids in the hotel room planned to get up in the middle of the night, since I was so terrified of those movies.
Oh, no.
And then all proceeded to just like jump on me in like the middle of the night to just scare the hell out of me.
That's
Because
weird. So
they
you would
knew
have
I'd
thought
just
you were
be
getting really
freaking
hurt,
out.
but instead it was just a grown man jumping.
It was just a grown man jumping on me with a bunch of kids.
Gizmo.
Working together. Named Gizmo.
Named Gizmo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you guys for being my therapist for this week.
We do. Yeah.
That brought that
God.
back up.
That's everybody every week.
You're probably just re-traumatizing yourself.
I was thinking about this question when you set it out, and actually, I realized I have the flip side of that, which is my daughter is 6 years old, and last week we're driving through Hollywood. We're going to the La Brea Tar Pits, but we're driving through Hollywood, and she turns around and she asks this question. I'm like, oh my God, my daughter's 6 years old, and we have to have the talk. And it's like out of nowhere, which is like how it happens. And like, she like from the back of, we're like driving through Hollywood. You know what Hollywood's like, you know? So she turns to me, she points and she says, "What is Scientology?"
Oh, no. That's a rough question.
That's not a question.
You should have just shown her porn.
It's an
That's
easy
the
one.
easiest way out.
Did you put on Hellraiser 2 to shut her up?
It was too good a depiction of Scientology.
But she read the word and said she pronounced it correctly. She saw Scientology.
That's amazing.
Said, "What is
It's made for
Scientology?"
dumb
it's
people to
because
be
she's
able
so
to spell and pronounce.
That's fair.
No, I will say one of my favorite memories of my my dearly departed brother is I had gone down to Austin to see him, and I'm like a freshman in college, and I drove myself down to Austin to hang out with my cool big brother in Austin, and he's driving me around, and he's pointing out all this stuff, and at one point he goes, you know, and it's the usual thing anytime somebody's in a city where it's like, see that thing there? It's condos now. That used to be cool. See that thing there? It's condos now. It used to be cool. But then he points to the big Austin Scientology building, and he's like, hey, while you're in town, you can swing by there if you ever want to buy your way into heaven. And there you go. That has been Scientology in a nutshell for me ever since.
So we're doing this road trip through Massachusetts. You're telling me there's this place called a Taco Bell that we need to try out?
Yeah, it's wicked awesome. It's wicked delicious. You're not going to have any other tacos like it.
Yeah, I mean, the way it makes your stomach feel, oh my God.
Oh, it churns and turns like no other.
Oh my God.
I'm
and
so
then we
excited.
we roll the windows all the way up, and then we just let it fucking rip all the way to Boston.
One word, chalupa.
Yeah.
Chalupa?
You would
That
think
sounds
it was
good.
two. It's not. It's one
No,
word.
no.
I don't know.
It is now. There it is now. Let's go in and order.
Yeah.
You lead the way.
Welcome to Taco Bell.
All right, I want a number 7
Yeah.
with chicken in the quesadilla, beef in the heart. I want a crunchy taco. I don't want a soft taco. That's not a taco. And Diet Mountain Dew.
Did you want any ice cream?
Yeah.
We're out of ice cream.
Fuck,
Sorry.
why'd you dangle it in front of my face like that? What the fuck?
Did they say they had ice cream?
Yeah, we'll go through McDonald's
fuck.
next. They got
Machines
those,
down.
It's fine. We'll turn around. We'll make a U. We'll go through McDonald's after and get the ice cream. All right, you're up.
Okay. All right, next one up.
Okay.
You got this. Remember,
Okay.
one word. What was the one word?
Taco.
No.
Shit, sorry.
Chalupa.
Nah, bro.
Chalupa. All right, let me get
Chalupa.
a chalupa. Let me get one. Tell me if I'm saying it right.
It's like he's not even related to us. I don't even
fucking
know.
taco. Let me get a fucking taco.
Why are you swearing?
And,
Why are you
sorry,
swearing at the guy?
I thought that's
He's
what
just
you
trying to
called it.
help
It's
you.
a
He's taking your
taco.
order.
That's all right.
don't
We
be fucking
accept that
disrespectful.
here. Yeah. No,
I
that's
apologize. I apologize.
This is
I'm
the
sorry.
worst chat
That's on our
trip ever.
secret menu. I'll get you a fucking taco.
Do you have any A&W?
One fucking taco coming up.
It's got mayo on it.
Do you have A&W
Holy
root beer?
shit. Holy shit.
God,
How
this
did
is
you even
horrible.
figure that out?
You want a fucking taco? I can put extra mayo on this.
Do I want extra mayo instead? I thought. Okay, yeah.
It's already got a
You're
lot.
the one who asked for the secret menu item. What else you want?
Keep going.
Keep
going.
An enchilada with no cebolla.
No horses. Got it.
Got it.
Horses. All right.
Don't ask
Do
questions. Order.
This is the initiation I need to have for the Chad road trip. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get
This is the only way to get to Worcester.
Yeah. Also, you're fucking lucky. They ripped my pants down around my ankles and they beat me with a fucking paddle. You're going to Taco Bell, all right? So
Okay.
we'll take
That
a
was
fucking
you?
Bel Grande nachos, all right?
That was you?
That was fucking me. I don't want to talk about it, all right? I'm still
All
very
right.
upset.
Okay.
This is why I
times
need my
have
ice
changed.
cream.
Times have changed since we hazed my little sister.
All right, does this complete your order? Do you want
It is
any?
what it is, you know? It made me stronger. You know what my senior quote was? My fucking senior quote? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All right? So.
That's right, from Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, that was Abrams Armand.
How are we still on the A's?
Why
Yeah,
are there
this,
so
we
many?
get a lot of applicants.
Because he prints it in like 20 font. It's like 20-point font.
It's true.
Oh my God.
It's true.
We're gonna be here all day.
Look,
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, Paul? Let's just let in all of the A's. Fuck everybody else.
that's the next quote.
I'm in.
Wow.
They're in. Great.
We're done.
All right, we take it.
Done. Let's go to Taco Bell.
Oh, all right. Well, I think every episode these days just ends at Taco Bell, right? That's how we all bring it down.
Like all lives, it ended with Taco Bell.
It's because we go so late. It's like everyone looks at the clock. It's 11.
Yes.
You're hungry.
Oh,
what
it's
do you
fu-
think
Fuck
of?
it.
It's fourth
Taco
meal.
Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
I remember the
No,
old
I no
slogan.
longer think of Taco Bell.
All right. Thank you, as always, to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted and co-edited by Jett Kaufman, co-hosted by Josh Tariff. And this is
Did
the
I do well?
first
Did I do it?
You did great. You did great.
Thanks,
you were a
thanks, guys.
perfect
Yay.
co-host.
Thanks, guys.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
I'm going to be disappointed when Michael Hyman returns.
We all are.
He doesn't
Yes,
have
we all
to.
are.
He doesn't have to.
Also, this is our first episode that is being co-edited by our new audio engineer, Christian Heffley. So if you love the
Yay.
sound of this episode, that's all on him. If you hate the sound of the episode, it's probably because I fucked up something that he did. So
For
blame
sure.
me. Yes.
Okay.
This episode featured the talents of Jen Burton, Chris Sanders, Josh Spence, Chris Compton, Stephen C. James, Ali Marr, and again, Josh Tariff. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot along with some of the ads with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you're loving what we're doing, please just pause the app real quick and write us a 5-star review on your review platform of choice and tell a friend about us and then come back here and hit play again. Okay. Are you back? Great. And before we go, Josh Tariff, do you have anywhere people can find you online? Anywhere, anything you want to promote? I think your next performance is probably going to be before this episode hits, but you've got plenty after that.
Yeah, well, you can Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Tariff, or you can just find me on TikTok at Josh Tariff. Now that football season is upon us, I'm going to start trying to do some more funny like sports takes on there. So hopefully things will happen with that. And then also Wrestling Pro Wrestling, twitch.tv/Wrestling Pro Wrestling. It's a really fun comedy wrestling show that I am a part of, where I get to play Jeff Peanut Butter, the ring announcer / ace reporter of Wrestling Pro Wrestling. So you can check it out live in Burbank.
He's so normal.
What was that?
He's so normal.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, my life, it clearly is very, very normal if I'm playing
Yes.
that role. But yeah, so, and I'll promote all that. So follow me and I'll let you know all about it.
Fantastic.
And thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Oh, thank you
Yay.
for joining us. It was
Thanks
so good to
for
have you
coming.
finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, quick little bit of backstory for the audience listening to this. Josh Tariff was there for one of our first iterations of trying to do this show live on a stage. So there's a lot of history there. So it's really, really great to
We
finally
go
get you
way
on here.
back, like back to the 1800s,
Ah,
like
so good.
like centuries. We go.
Yes. All right. Well, let's bring it to a close here, guys. Thank you all for
All
joining
right, but
me.
so I just need to know, Jett, should I start recording now or should I wait a minute?
Yes, Josh. Oh, this is so confusing. Yes, Josh, you can start recording now.
Okay, cool. And we're recording.
I don't believe anything's on all my time. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh,
I didn't mention it because
Yeah.
the first thing that I saw too early was the Wizards stuff. But because the way I grew up was if a movie had I think I've talked about this before. If a movie had a black person in it, we were seeing it in the theaters. So that means that I saw the Eddie Murphy vehicle, and I say Eddie Murphy vehicle, they added him in at the very end.
Best Defense
in the theaters. And it opens with him like having sex with a topless woman with her on top. That's like his first scene in the movie. I saw Purple Rain in the theaters, and that involves someone stripping down and jumping into Lake like Minnehaha or Titicaca. Not Titicaca. That's just what I thought of when I saw the scene.
Minnetonka?
I saw
Need to get some of that
a
Titicaca.
chorus line in the theaters because my mom was like, wanted to see it one day. Like we were going to the mall and she was like, this is the movie I want to see. And like so much of the movie, she was like, turn around and face the back of the theater. And like, and cover your ears.
Yo, but those Prince performances were dope. Come on.
I had one of those friends that my parents trusted, and I was laughing the whole time because my friend Ava was like, we go take the bus to her house, which is a huge deal. I never took buses. We lived around the corner, and my dad still drove me to school so that we wouldn't like die in a gutter or whatever my mom was thinking. But we would go home. She was 13. She was so cool. She was like a hippie from the Woodstock area, and she showed up and like on like John Lennon's on John Lennon's birthday or the day he died, she'd come to school in all black and mourning. Like she was just really, to me at the time as a 12-year-old, she was like a Wiccan, and she would make herself a screwdriver because her parents both worked. She'd be 13, make herself a screwdriver and play Pulp Fiction like every day on repeat. And but I was so scared because I also like, I wasn't allowed to even watch Jurassic Park because I wasn't 13. Like they made me sit outside science class by myself and everyone else was watching at the end of the year. I was so scared that like I know maybe 30% of that movie, like the back of my hand, and the rest of it I had my eyes closed or my ears or my pillow on my head. I have no idea what that movie's about outside of the like scene where they're dancing with the cars and to me that's a dancing movie.
The scene where they dance with
in
cars.
your mind is a musical.
Yeah, everything in it. That's exactly what
I would see that.
I just turned into it.